Hey, what's going on, guys? So I thought I would do a little a mini collection video of all the toys I have set up. Here we go. All right, so on my desk, I have a lot of different figures just set up. I've got this Batman mini mate that I carry around with me wherever I go. Um, I got this Darkwing Duck PVC. Got him about a while ago. I remember this when I don't even know what a while ago means. I should probably be more specific, but I know I got this a few years ago. I remember this as a kid. You had to trade in a certain amount of cereal boxes in order to get this, I think, or this was either in the bottom of different cereal boxes when he was really popular, but you don't really come across a lot of Darkwing Duck figures nowadays. So I had to have this, carry this wherever I go as well. And then I have this mini Flash figure. It came from a 6 pack. It was a Walmart exclusive. It was I think it was the DC Multiverse pack, I believe, from several years ago. It came with Flash. It came with I think Red Arrow, Robin, and I don't remember what else. I think maybe Mala and the Brain, which is a pretty odd pairing. But I carry this wherever I go because the Flash has become one of my favorite shows of all time, and I regard it as probably the best um, superhero show of all time in my view. So that's probably why I carry it. In the background, I have 3.75 inch Moon Knight. I think it was from the earlier waves of the 3 and 3/4 inch figures. And then I have the Toy Biz Moon Knight. Really cool. Then I have like this mini diorama piece that I got from an online toy mini mate seller. I think his name is I forget. I'll remember this and put it in another video. But in the background, I have I have a CM Punk. This was when he was in Nexus. Really cool. I want to get a Stone Cold shirt so I could put it on him so he could do the pipe bomb. Then I also have Samoa Joe. And it's a really cool figure. I really like this figure a lot, especially since he's feuding with Brock Lesnar, and I just remember him being really awesome in TNA, and all his feuds with Kurt Angle. Those are really epic. So I'm really happy to have this figure. In the background, you can see a WCW ring, and that came with the Dusty Rhodes pack. So it was like the best of WCW. It came with a Dusty Rhodes figure and the ring, which is really cool. So I have um, a Batman animated series Robin, and this is from the latest variations of it. So it's like a DC Collectibles, and they've ramped it up with more articulation and just more posability. And then in the background, I've got uh, two of the members of the New Day. The shirt is custom. I actually got it from the Kane County Toy Fair. There was a local vendor who made these custom screen printed T-shirts for the wrestling figures. So I jumped on that. I really had to get that. I really like this Xavier Woods figure. He looks really awesome. And Francesca too. Really cool. I love the expression on Big E's face. I think it's one of the best expressions on the Mattel figures. I think it's really great. And then next I got the first AJ Styles in the Mattel line. Really cool. Great figure. Very much so one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Just a great athlete. In the background, I've got Charlotte Flair. And that's a Series 71 basic figure, but it has all the articulation of an elite figure, which is cool because all the female wrestlers, they have the elite articulation for the basic series, so that's an added plus, and that's why I make a point of getting all of the female wrestlers, because it's such a great deal. In the background, you can see I got the Bugs Bunny Space Jam McDonald's figure. It's a good plush. It's from back in the day, when McDonald's actually sold these, which, interestingly enough, is like my highest viewed video on my channel. So that's really cool. A lot of great sentimentality behind that. Okay, so right here I have Shinsuke Nakamura, and I was actually lucky to find this figure. Found him in a Toys R Us, and it was just a random toy hunt, and I actually found him on the peg. He was just the last one, and he was actually moving on the peg, so someone actually checked him out and decided not to pick him up. So I did. I actually just grabbed him right away and decided to buy him. So he's a really great figure. They made him a little bit taller than I would prefer, but still a great addition to my collection. To the left of him, or actually to the right of him, is Yokozuna, which is a really great figure. Great sculpting, just a great expression on his face. The articulation is fantastic. Yeah, just a really great figure. I hope they come out with another variation. So I hope they have, give him the red pants and a clean shaven face. That would be another awesome addition to a wrestling collection. On the side, I have a Ric Flair figure. He came from the Four Horsemen pack. It was a Target exclusive. I really wanted a long-haired Ric Flair when he was, I think when he was younger and much more in his prime. I mean, actually, he was basically in his prime for the entirety of his career, but I wanted a younger Ric Flair. Alright, on the top shelf of my desk, I have the Legacy Groot. So this recently came out with the latest Guardians of the Galaxy movie. So it has Groot with a smiling face, and it's basically the same body sculpt as the last Groot, the Build-A-Figure Groot. So I think the only incentive for me to actually had to get this figure was the different expression on his face, which had better sculpted eyes. I did like the nice dry brushing and the variance in paint, which was beautiful. And I still have to do a review on this guy, but I'll eventually get to that. On the bottom here, I got, so this came with the pack. So this is toddler Groot, and then baby Groot, which is really cool. And if you look at this is so I recently started watching shoe customization videos and really discovered Anguillus paint, and these are the different types of paints that I'm probably gonna look for, so I could restore my shoes, restore my Jordans. So that's a project that's underway. Um, to the left of Groot, I have this vintage Usagi Yojimbo from the original line of the Turtles. He's missing a lot of accessories. I got him, I think, at a garage sale, which is actually a really awesome thing about like the vintage line of turtles is that a lot of people collected the Ninja Turtles back in the day, so they have huge collections, and so if they decide they don't want them, they really sell them for a great price. So I actually lucked out and got him for about a couple of dollars, which is really great. And yeah, just one of my favorite figures of all time. On the bottom here, right next to Usagi, I got this Launchpad PVC. Really cool. He's in this really distinct pose where he's giving the thumbs up, but not looking in the way of where he's making that expression. To the left of Launchpad, I have this Pac-Man tin. This was actually was a tin for hard candy, but it's an awesome diorama piece. So I'm actually looking for more of these like video game tins to like create my own little arcade. I think that would be really cool. So if there's a Galaga or a Tetris tin out there that people are aware of, just let me know. On top of the PVC or the tin, I've got this Connects Mario, which I actually have like a ton of these like minifigures, just because I wanted to create that whole line of like Connects Marios. As you could tell on the back, I got this. I think it was like a 1951 collection of Winnie the Pooh. So it predates, I think, the Disney interpretation of Winnie the Pooh. So it's straight from A.A. Milne. Really cool, very and still in good condition, and the artwork is very awesome. Winnie the Pooh is definitely one of my favorite characters of all time, just because uh, he's just a bear who likes to eat, and I like to eat, and I like food, and I value the experience of eating. So I think we have that in common. And very much like the cartoons, I grew up on Winnie the Pooh. It's got a lot of random books in the background. Got Austin Powers, Spy Who Shagged Me, Goldmember. Um, and then on the top here, I've got this Tigger PVC. Just for the sake of having another Winnie the Pooh character. Cool figure, fun to look at. And then I thrifted this Halo vehicle. I don't really know where it came from as far as like what toy line made it, but it came with a couple of minifigures. I'm thinking I'm going to actually want to repaint this and repurpose it for my Mega Bloks Ninja Turtles line and use this as a Foot Clan vehicle. So it's just about I'm just at the point of like figuring out what paint I want to use and how I'm going to apply the decals to the vehicle. But that's just a project that I want to take care of when I have more time. So this is a Phantom figure that I picked up maybe within the last few months. I'm a big fan of the comic strip, the Phantom, and surprisingly, like I know a lot of people don't like the Billy Zane Phantom movie, but I was actually a huge fan of that movie. just because of my fondness for the character. And I think this came from that toy line. As you can tell, it's not a great looking figure. It actually looks pretty generic. Like it actually looks like it's two steps away from being in the dollar store as far as the quality goes. But I got them for a really great price, just a couple of dollars. Just because I wanted my own like Phantom action figure. Um, Really happy with that comic strip. I hope there's a collection out there. I would definitely look for it. Probably read it, or just collect it, or have it as a nice coffee table piece. All right, moving to the right, I've got Nelson Musk, the Mattel Simpsons line, which was a really great line. I really want to start collecting that line. They have the soft plastic heads, which is would really signify the '80s for me as far as toys goes. Like um, most of the toy heads from that line really have that soft plastic, so you could squish the heads if you wanted to. I got this NECA Simpsons Stan Lee figure. Comes with a comic book, or rather a graphic novel, and then on his shoulder, I got this WCW TV title belt, and I got that from Etsy, which is really cool. I figured, you know what, I need to put that belt on somebody, so Stan Lee is probably as good as any to have that belt on. On in this little corner here is a like a Sora Kingdom Hearts minifigure. He's actually broken. He broke from transit. When I was moving and everything, moving all my stuff. So I actually have to fix them. So I'm not going to show them off now. But when I do fix them, um, I'll show them off. And then here's Goofy from the Kingdom Hearts keychain line. The blind bags, I actually just took the keychain off, and I just wanted to have, just the minifigure. This is actually the figure that I really wanted to get, so I told myself, if I get the Goofy, which is the one I wanted, then I'm not going to collect the rest of the line, because that's just the one I want. So, got the Goofy, so I don't need to collect the rest of the line. Then over here, I've got a mini pop figure of Donatello. I think I got him for my birthday. Like one of the things that I got for my birthday a while ago, maybe a few years ago. I don't know. But he's cool. Take him around every now and then. I don't know. I don't know why I bring figures with me anymore. I think it's just a habit that just grew and transcended its initial meaning. But yeah, I like minifigures. In the background, the books are just the books that make up my academic library. I refer to them every now and then. I actually still need to read this. I haven't watched the movie yet. This is actually really amazing. Jack Kerouac, Orpheus Emerged. Read this a couple of times. Every time I read it, I get a new meaning from it. Here's On the Road, which is probably his most famous book. Great book. I think I've only read it once. After the summer semester's over, I'm definitely gonna try to make some time to read it again. Oh, here's the Hanna-Barbera Yogi Bear figure. He's really awesome. Not much articulation, as you can tell. He comes with a picnic basket, but really cool. I really like Yogi the Bear. I always get a lot of laughs from him, so happy to have this figure. Then here's Yondu from the Volume 2 Guardians of the Galaxy Marvel Legends line. Really cool. I think I stored the arrow somewhere else just so I won't lose it. But I do like the original, I don't know what you call it, on the top of his head, the fin on the top of his head. Just a great tribute to his original look. On the side of my desk, I actually have this Casey Jones mask that I got from my godbrother. Um, he's also a pretty big nerd as myself, and he knows that Turtles is like basically my thing. I love the Ninja Turtles, and one of these days or one of these years, I'm gonna cosplay as Casey Jones at like C2E2 or Wizard World. Definitely when I get a little more fit, but this is cool. A very thoughtful gift from him, and yeah, I really like this mask. All right, so on my windowsill, I've got the Tick. I've got Digimon figure. I've got the Moon Knight Marvel Select base of Khonshu. Really cool. And I got wrapping paper on the side. A random Smurf figure. I don't know where. It was just probably lying around the house, so I decided to display it. I got a McDonald's Peanuts figure from the movie. Pretty cool. I got the Build-A-Figure Juggernaut from the Marvel Legends X-Men line that came out a couple of years ago. And Toy Biz Colossus. Still, in my view, the best Colossus to come out. It's usually between that and the Marvel Select Colossus, but really cool. You gotta love all the detail. Then the recent Colossus from the recent X-Men line that came out. And then I think I just did a review for this. It's the Ninja Superstars Donatello Undertaker. Great figure. Then I've got the Michelangelo Macho Man figure right next to him. Then I also have the John Cena Ninja Superstars Leonardo figure. Still need to do a review for him, so look forward to that. Then I've got the Ratcatcher, the Darkwing Duck Ratcatcher, and I actually found my Darkwing Duck, but I lost the hat, so he looks like he's missing his headpiece, which he is. Then I got a couple of Velociraptors from the Jurassic Park line. Great figures. Then I got a Pterodactyl from the Jurassic Park line. Still haven't done any reviews for these, but I will in the future. Then I've got a Herman Munster Mini-Mate. Was it? Oh man, I forgot the name of this vehicle, and this is gonna bother me. Try not to look at the dust, but yeah, great figure. I dropped it a couple times. Surprisingly, it didn't break. So yeah, I love the Munsters. Great show. Then I got a few Mousers from the recent TMNT line. Really cool. Then I have an online exclusive Tick. I think it was from the Indie Spotlight series. So this is it was from a certain website. I'm not sure, but it's not the common figure, which is really expensive, but the exclusive. So surprisingly, this was cheaper than the common figure. Go figure. Love the Tick. Then Angela from the recent Guardians of the Galaxy line. Then I've got Alan Scott, what am I? Green Lantern, can't think right now. Really cool figure, very vibrant, beautiful, beautiful colors. Then I've got the Tiger Stripe. I think this is Hasbro. The Tiger Stripe Hasbro Red Hulk series Wolverine. Then I got the Super Shredder Leonardo and Michelangelo, which I need to still do reviews for all of these guys actually. Then I've got the NECA Batman Begins version. Then I got a couple of NECA, NECA Clubber Langs from the Rocky 4 movie. And here's Baloo from Tailspin. And then I've got I can't even think right now. Oh, Mr. Stay Puft, right there. Mr. Stay Puft from the recent Ghostbusters line. And what's really cool about this figure is you press his bow and he turns all red. Then here's the Godzilla 2012 movie. Love the moving jaw. Really great figure. Yeah, I don't only own any SH Monster Arts figures, but for now, I mean, this is gonna do, and this is a really cool figure. I really like it. Then here's a Hasbro Alternators Transformers Sideswipe. So it's from the Alternators line that came out in the early 2000s. Beautiful figure. I haven't transformed him into his robot mode yet, but I think the car mode is just really beautiful, so I decided to keep it in car mode. Alright, so moving on to the top of my dresser. So I've got a Optimus Prime from the Transformers animated show. This is one of the actual Transformers lines that doesn't really get a lot of respect. But as far as just like the sculpting and how accurately close these figures were to the cartoon show, I think that it's starting to get a huge following, and deservedly so. So I really like this figure. I think I did a review for it a couple months ago, but really awesome figure. And here's my Titans Return Perceptor. Still haven't done a review for it. Here's a stop sign from the New Day Battle Pack, which is a cool prop. Here's a Titans Return Bumblebee. Then a Transformers Generations Grimlock. Here's my, I think it was Transformers, it might have been Robots in Disguise, or not the, oh, what is it? It's not the Robots in Disguise, it's the Generations Galvatron. Then here's a Transformers animated Ratchet. Then Transformers Return, Titans Return, was it Hot Rod? Then the Generations Starscream. Really cool. Big, huge, very fond of this figure. Then here's a Titans Return Ravage. And then here's a 25th anniversary 3-pack of Sonic. So it was basically Sonic and Knuckles, and then Tails. Really cool. And then in the background you can see the Cerebro helmet for Professor X for the Marvel Legends line. Then here's Mega Bloks Power Rangers, which is a really cool line. And in the background you can see like a Square Arts Goofy. So it's before like the 8-inch figures when they had the whole line within the 6-inch scale. Here's a Twinferno Titans Return. Really cool figure. Then actually don't know who this character is, but I thought he was cute. I think it's an anime character. Then here's Captain Caveman from the Hanna-Barbera line. And then here's Na from the Titans Return line. And then here's I know one is called Jetstorm, and I forgot the other name. But they're the Minicons. They're Autobot Drifts Minicons from the Robots in Disguise line. Really cool. Then in the background, this Prowl, I don't think it's from the Generations line, but I think it's from the line that came after that. I forget. Please comment if you remember that line, and definitely comment if I'm getting all the lines mixed up, which I probably am. So here's a Robots in Disguise Bumblebee. Really cool. Oh man, I'm forgetting his name too. Like, I just watched a series. Actually, I've just finished the series like a month ago. So it's been a while since I've been watching the show, but I know it's from Robots in Disguise. I forget his specific name, but I really like the character. What sucks is that they couldn't make him to scale with the other Robots in Disguise line, but yeah, I really like this character. Alright, so here's a Michelangelo as a clown from the original Turtles line. You know, he's missing all the accessories, but the figure's there, and he's in pretty good condition considering how old he is. Got him from C2E2 earlier this year, only for like a couple of dollars. Wasn't bad. Here's Batman Beyond figure, and please excuse the dust. Batman Beyond figure from the Justice League Unlimited line several years ago. Here's a Grimlock from the Robots in Disguise line. I wish that figure could have been much larger. And then here's Starscream from the Robots in Disguise line. And I've got to say, he was a total badass on the show. Also wish this figure could have been larger. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. I probably mixed up a lot of those toy lines. And I'm sorry I forgot a lot of those names. A lot of those toys were from series that I just recently watched or I haven't watched in a while. So I'll definitely try to remember those names in the future. But I do hope that you enjoyed this video, and do me a favor and like and or subscribe, or like and comment to this video, and subscribe to my channel. So till next time, guys, thanks for watching.